Hello YouTube, Juniors here with a commentary battle. This is from the replay, but I watched it a few minutes ago and it looked about right. As you can see, I'm going as Carthage against the Seleucids. Now, with Carthage, I like to have numbers on my side. So I'm going with 5 African pikes, 4 Carthaginian hoplites, 2 elephants, 4 Carthaginian cav, 4 Baelaric slingers and a general's bodyguard. Now my opponent is bringing 2 Assad knights, some camel spearmen, camel archers, 30 spears, 1 silver shield pikeman, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thorax pikemen, shield bearers, and he's hiding something over here, I'm guessing. And then he has some Greek scorpions. Now, for me in this battle, it will be essential to be able to use all my units together as a whole, because individually his units are just stronger than mine. His silver shield pikes will blast away my African pikes. His cavalry is much stronger than mine. So what I'm hoping to do here is, since he is bringing some scorpions, I'm guessing that he would like to keep me at a distance. I'll take advantage of that and present some tempting targets here in the form of elephants. Now I'm guessing he will send in his camel archers, and since he will send in his camel archers, I will outrange them comfortably with my mercenary Baelaric slingers. So I'm guessing that if he takes the bait and moves in to deal with my elephants, I will be able to get some nice shots off on his cavalry. So let's see how that goes. Just moving around a bit here, shuffling my units so it looks like I'm doing something. Since I saw he had most of his cav on this flank and probably didn't have a lot of things hidden, and I was going to move these skirmishers up to the side anyway, I just left all my cavalry on the right hand side, on the right flank. And now it looks like he is moving into to deal with my elephants. Moving up here, they're way back here, but then I'm thinking, let's move them up and present them as an interesting target, because my elephants were coming under fire here from the scorpions, so I didn't want that. That could be very bad for me. One of the edges here is that I have elephants and fear on my side. However, in the cavalry engagements he will have camels, and he will have the ability to launch fire and whistling arrows, which would be very bad for my Carthaginian cavalry. With a morale of 55, they can't quite stand up to the Assad knights with a morale of 60. You can see the morale of the camel archers is a mediocre 25, but his Assad knights are just superior to my Carthaginian cav in every way. More health, more armor, better melee defense, better charge, better melee attack. They're just simply better. A unit of Assad Knight can comfortably beat 2 units of Carthaginian cav in a prolonged melee. So obviously I don't want that, and this is why I'm keeping everything really close, without making it too obvious that I'm intending to use them to support. Now his 30 spears here, I'm guessing he's going to use them to support the cav fight when that is happening as well. But as you can see, my flank is massively overloaded, and I'm guessing the only reason why he doesn't move in here and put some pressure on is because he's very happy with getting shots off here on my African pikes with his scorpions, which is just fine. It gives me a lot of time to take care of things happening on this flank, and once his mobility is gone here, once his cavalry is gone, I can quite easily move in here and remove his scorpions. Maybe he'll box up, but if he does that, he'll just make himself an easier target. So here the cavalry engagement is on its way. I'm sending in all my cavalry here, because I'm going to need to spread the HP damage over several units. I'm stopping his 30 spears here. I think that was a mistake of him not to go around this way. But he is getting some camels in here, and he's charging my Baelaric slingers, but camel spearmen are, as you can see, really weak. They get quite a few kills on the charge, but if this was any kind of normal cavalry unit or cavalry unit with trampled, all my slingers would be gone, and that would be a good game. But I wasn't too worried about this, since they were camels, so I let them through and just lost a single unit. Moving my elephants in here. Moving my elephants into this fight, and as you can see, I'm losing Carthaginian cavalry really fast to the presence of the camels and to the Asset Knights. The Asset Knights have 38 kills, 33 kills, and my Carthaginian cav can't basically kill anything. But they're not there to kill either. My African elephants aren't killing a lot either, but they are just, the Asset Knights are getting overwhelmed. Now, as you can see, just cost-wise, this is not a cost-effective engagement for me, because I'm using almost half my army to hold off barely a third of his. So if he was to use this advantage to he was to press this advantage, get some pikes in, get some silver shield swordsmen in, this battle would be over. But then I probably wouldn't have let this go on for so long. But he's just content to be completely static over here, and I'm moving up to the side, hopefully, so I can shield myself. And now he's moving up his Greek scorpions, going to take some shots down here. But as you can see from the elephants, who got quite a few kills here, and now they got 70-80 kills. These African elephants are doing better, but look at the Asset Knights compared to the Carthaginian cav. One unit of Asset Knights has got more kills than all of my Carthaginian cav combined. The Carthaginian cav is just so amazingly bad. And now here, but they are quite good for just stopping cav units for a little while at least. I even had to use my general's abilities here to keep them in the fight. Now here, instead of charging into my Baelarics here and the Thurius spear fight, he's charging into elephants, which will be quite comical. They are just flying off here and dying, riding straight into the elephants. Now if you are a camel with a guy on your back, you're probably going to have a bad time riding straight into an elephant. There we go. Goodbye. Elephant farted and that just died. So his cavalry is out of the picture. I can now charge, and what's happening here is basically I was a bit lazy with the micro, so I put some Carthaginian hoplites in the way of his army so he couldn't follow my African pikes. Those will be the most critical in the late game. Taking out his Greek scorpion. So now I'm thinking I've got a pretty good chance at winning this, because I have all the mobility. He has a lot of heavy infantry left, but I can always kite and move away from them. So my plan now is just to make him box up by surrounding him, which I will just fast forward here as the boxing up is happening. Now I can see the frame rate dropping quite severely here, but I am surrounding him here. He's chasing me a bit, then I'm moving up my cavalry and my skirmishers, starting to take some shots, but his these are just completely fresh units. They haven't seen battle at all, so it will take some time to skirmish them down. But I'm starting over here, shooting at the backs of some of his units, but he's not having any of it. He's probably seeing that combined my units are pretty weak. If he could deal with just one side at a time, if he could deal with just these African pikes, the rest of my army would just fold. However, I'm obviously not going to let him catch them, so I'm skirmishing while he is moving around, shooting at his back whenever I can, and that is giving the Baelarics quite a few kills. As you can see, they're racking up the kills very fast for each volley. I've still got some Baelarics coming from somewhere, I think, or don't I? Ah, replay bug, because at this point in time in the battle I actually had 4 units of Baelaric slingers. I didn't let his camel archers catch my Baelarics. That's the reason why. Alright. Now I understand. So it was a bit bugged. because I had 4 units of Baelaric slingers and killed quite a lot more of his units here. But this actually did happen. He is starting to run towards the corner, like the good camper he is. Instead of just boxing up, he's probably seeing that the timer is counting down and that he can get a draw. Now, if he's going to use questionable tactics like these, I don't understand why he doesn't just pull the plug. Because running to a corner instead of forming up isn't much better than pulling the plug. It's basically using the limitations of the game system to avoid a loss, and it's basically corner camping, red line camping. It's bad sportsmanship. But hey, if you're going to do that, I'm getting the at least getting a good feeling that I can handle a pike heavy build like this with a balanced build, which I should be able to do if I don't do too many mistakes. I didn't good game my opponent here, I think, because I thought doing this at the end was pretty stupid. But anyway, interesting to try Carthage, a balanced Carthage build at against the Seleucids. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Now, just in closing comments, as you can see, his he had a very strong infantry corps, but a very slow one. If he had spent some of the denarii or talents on more cavalry, perhaps units of elephants instead of those scorpions, that would have tipped the battle in the cavalry battle in his favor, and then he would be able to catch my infantry and my skirmishers a lot easier. Now, as I said, the replay was a bit corrupted, but overall it showed the gist of what was happening. It wasn't exact, but it showed the gist. Now, as you can see, my pikes didn't see any combat. My Carthaginian hoplites got a few kills, not too many. Before getting into the scorpions, my Carthaginian cav didn't really kill anything, but they just held them in place while the elephants did the killing. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.